That quiet little click instead of a bang. Whole line watching. Guy frozen, trying to figure out what just happened. And yeah, that pistol, one of the handguns experts still recommend in 2026. That doesn't mean experts are wrong. It means reputation alone doesn't carry under pressure. That's where this gets uncomfortable, because every year new guns drop and everyone calls them the next big thing. Reviews, hype, game changer, talk everywhere. But a few months later, when the noise dies off, the same names keep getting recommended by people who actually shoot. So which one matters more? The one everyone talked about, or the one experts never stopped recommending? That's the pattern most people miss. Some guns earn long-term respect. Others ride hype until they disappear from the conversation. You see it across classes, duty use, competitions, real-world carry. The cycle repeats, but a few pistols never leave. So I started watching which handguns experts still recommend after all of that, and one of them I don't fully agree with. Just run the VP9. Instructor on the line said it like it wasn't even worth explaining. Hot day, rush drills, guys already fighting their guns. I grabbed it, ran a few mags cold. Nothing special, until you realize nothing went wrong either. That's what stuck. Because nobody gets excited about the VP9. But hang around instructors, competitors, guys who actually burn ammo. It keeps coming back up. I didn't get it at first. Yeah, HK has the pedigree. You hear the names. But the VP9 shows up for a different reason. It doesn't fight you. I've seen it used in classes as a baseline. Heard guys call the ergonomics best in class. Not hype, just what keeps working when people are tired or sloppy. And that pattern doesn't go away. The longer people shoot, the more this thing comes back into the conversation. Same reason every time, but it's also kind of boring. Nothing about it pulls you in, and I still don't think it's exciting, but it keeps showing up anyway. Yeah, I get why experts keep recommending it. I just haven't seen where it finally pushes back yet. Some guns earn respect through innovation, others through time. The Beretta PX4 Storm did it the hard way by refusing to disappear when the industry chased striker-fired trends. I'll be honest, I used to laugh at it. That big rotating barrel looked outdated as hell. Then I heard enough serious shooters defend it that I had to stop laughing and actually run one hard. During a fast speed drill at the end of a long day, when my hands were cooked and my grip was falling apart, the difference became obvious. The rotating barrel system ate recoil in a way my Glock never did. The slide stayed flat. The front sight barely lifted. I wasn't fighting the gun, it was doing the work for me. No compensator, no gimmicks, just a mechanical advantage that showed up exactly when I needed it. And once you start listening, you hear the same thing from serious shooters who've spent years behind Glocks and SIGs. The PX4 feels strange until you run it tired. Then the control starts making sense. Multiple armors and instructors I've talked to quietly admit that once you put real rounds through it under pressure, it's hard to go back to a conventional tilt barrel gun and feel the same level of control. The PX4 doesn't chase hype. It just solves a problem most modern pistols still ignore. But it's still not what most people reach for first. And if the PX4 proves experts sometimes defend weird guns, the next one proves they also keep recommending the boring benchmark everyone tries to replace. I was at the range last week when it hit me. Nobody was talking about it anymore. Guy next to me got told they only had a couple left. I've carried a years without ever grab another one. It was alt the same. The gun count on without think. Then the talk started shifting. Gen 6 and VC pulling more attention. Cases getting lighter on Gen 5s and certain configurations harder to find. I started noticing fewer of them on the line. That's when I realized I had it would always stay the easy option. I went to pick up a spare setup a few days, and they were low on the configurations I actually run. Not gone, but moving fast affected while focus moved elsewhere. Knowing I'd been putting telling myself I'd handle it later is running out. This isn't about 5 suddenly disappearing. It's about the version that spent years being the obvious no choice, losing that position. Once the status slips, you don't just lose convenience, you lose the ease of the one gun most trust. You either pay more later, settle for something you don't actually want, or chasing it after the window is already closed. I did it again. No-brainer choice, losing that position. Here's what nobody tells you. A lot of serious shooters didn't move for the M&P because it looked cooler than a Glock. They moved toward it because once that 2.0 grip locked in, it solved a problem they'd been working around for years. The M&P 2.0 Compact didn't just compete. It made people rethink what they wanted in a compact pistol. Grip kept slipping, standing next to me, trying to work through it. Not missing everything. Just enough movement to throw things off. Shoot, adjust, reset, same loop again. You could see it getting frustrating. I let it run longer than I should have. Then I said, hold up, swap the gun out, hand it over the M&P. No explanation. First couple shots, same rhythm. Then something changed. The hand stopped moving. No regrip, no shifting between shots. That hesitation before pressing again, gone. Didn't say anything. Just kept shooting. That's when it hit me. It wasn't skill suddenly getting better. The gun just took one problem off the table. That grip bites way more than most people expect, but once it's in your hands, it doesn't move. So you stop fighting it. And that's why it keeps getting recommended. Not because it's exciting, because it fixes a problem people don't even know how to explain. Still don't love that grip. After a while, it wears on you. Not something everyone wants digging into them all day, but it does its job. And it changed who I hand guns to. The last one, people walk in already convinced it's the answer. Didn't end clean. I came into this one already skeptical. Everyone was calling the Walther PDP Compact the next big thing. And I've heard that story too many times. I ran it next to pistols I already trusted, guns I've carried for years, and never questioned. At first, nothing dramatic happened. It felt fine. Clean trigger, good grip, flat enough on the range. Then later, when my hands were tired and my grip was starting to slip, something shifted. The same sight picture I was used to seeing tighten up on other guns started loosening. My groups opened up. My trigger press got lazier. But the PDP didn't follow the same pattern. It kept giving me the same sight picture, same trigger break, same return. It didn't demand more effort from me just because I was already worn down. That's what started bothering me. Not because the PDP felt like some super gun, because it made some of the pistols I used to rate highly feel like they were asking for more work than they should. I used to think shootability was mostly about how good a gun felt when I was fresh. The PDP quietly showed me that what actually matters is how little it punishes you when you're not. It's not perfect. It still has the usual polymer striker quirks, and it won't fix bad fundamentals, but it made the old checklist I used to judge pistols by feel outdated. That's why it's sitting at number 1 for me. Not because it's the best on paper, because it changed what I look for when the paper stops. Now here's a pistol that didn't just impress keyboard commandos, it earned its stripes in the real world. The SIG P226 isn't just respected, it was trusted by the Navy SEALs for years. And the Legion version? That's SIG's no-nonsense top-tier performance build for the serious crowd. It's not made for weekend hobbyists, it's made for shooters who demand elite control, all-metal durability, and never miss a detail. The P226 Legion doesn't play around with polymer shortcuts. It's full stainless steel, loaded with X-ray sights, aggressive checkering, and the Gray Guns enhanced trigger that feels like it's custom tuned by a surgeon. There's a reason guys in forums still say, if I could only keep one DA SA pistol, it'd be the Legion. Is it expensive? Hell yes. But experts still recommend it because it feels like it's carved out of confidence. It points true, it shoots flatter than expected. And if you ever had to reach for one gun in the middle of a dark hallway with nothing but your instincts, The P226 Legion is the one you'd want in your hand. You don't need a YouTuber to convince you. Ask anyone who's actually served. Ask instructors. Ask people who run 10,000 rounds through steel frames and never look back. The Legion makes that list every single time. Now you've seen the difference on not just good handguns, but the ones experts still recommend after years of new releases, arguments, and everything else trying to replace them. That pattern doesn't happen by accident because experts don't agree on everything. But when the same pistols keep coming up across different shooters, different places, different years, that tells you something most reviews don't. Still, not all of them feel equal. One of these keeps getting recommended in rooms I've been in, and I never fully bought into it. So now I want your take. Which handgun do you keep hearing experienced shooters recommend, no matter what else comes out? And which one do you think is still riding reputation? I'm Steve. And yeah, one of these still doesn't sit right with me.